Hi guys, it's Monday the 13th of November 2017 and it's Sharon J. Bainbridge here from Butterfly Lullaby, and I just want to recommend you buy this book, Invasive Plant Medicine, which has got lots of wonderful dosages for curing illness using wild plants. This book is especially good if you've got Lyme disease because it goes through details about Japanese knotweed, which is used in actually curing Lyme disease. If you've got Lyme disease, you've probably read up on Stephen Buhner, who uses Japanese knotweed to cure Lyme disease, and also Timothy Lee Scott, who this book is by, Invasive Plant Medicine. What you need to do is you need to make a tea. Buhner recommends you don't make tinctures, and I can understand that because alcohol is really not that good for you if you're trying to cure yourself. What you really need to do is get on a better diet. You need to research Dr. Michael Greger, which I'll go into later. So here's a dosage for making the tea, and I'd probably stay clear away from using any alcohol to make a tincture, as Buhner recommends not to do. So here we go. Prepare by cooking 1 ounce of the herb with 1 litre of water. Simmer for 20 minutes, strain, cool, and drink in 4 equal doses throughout the day. Japanese knotweed is a very, very powerful herb, and I have had side effects by using too much of it myself, so I'd recommend that you do lower the dosage if you get any side effects. I recommend you get this book before actually using the root. Make sure you get the right dosage so you don't start feeling even more sick. And what I would recommend is, now if you're sick, the first thing I would do is get a diary, a big A4 diary, track down everything you eat in a day, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Personally, I switch the dinner to lunchtime and have a lighter snack in the evening, and I would go on a plant-based diet or a raw food diet to completely heal your body. Now also what you need to look at is, the bathroom habits. There's lots of wonderful videos on YouTube about this that you can check out. Now what you need to think about is that little fella there in the middle with the sunglasses on with the thumbs up. That's what you're aiming for. If you haven't got that, you know your body's in trouble. So that's what you want to aim for. So make a note every single day, if you go to the bathroom, what shape and colour and form it is. So they're really important things to take note of. The other thing is, you really need to do your research on Dr. Michael Greger. Now Google invited him to their office to do a speech on nutrition because they care about their staff and us, they care about us, the people. So this video has gone viral and people are seeing it and they're interested, they want to know why they're ill, they want to find out how to cure themselves. So we have to thank Google and YouTube for that. It's really lovely that we get this information for free. It is thanks to Google and YouTube that I actually found Dr. Michael Greger a couple of years ago, and he's helped me get off my inhalers by changing the way I eat. The only thing is that I like to do lots of different research on YouTube, and I find a mix works really well. For me, I stay clear of tinned foods because of the chemicals in it if you're very ill. I'd also stay clear of all preservatives and just stick to plant foods. Try and eat as much raw food as possible, but you can add cooked foods. Do your research on what foods don't lose nutrition. Apparently tomatoes don't lose nutrition when you cook them, but onions and garlic do, and some people say that garlic's not good, but then again, wild garlic, how good is that? It probably is good. And you can find wild garlic. Do your research on foraging. That's what I'd recommend. Wild foods for me are going to be better than any organic food in the shop because it's wild, you're picking it fresh and it's from a good soil. There are many videos on YouTube about wild foods, so do your research. Get some books on foraging and go out with a forager and find out what plants are available during the year that you can pick and harvest and eat. and make, add to your smoothies. Smoothies are really, really good. This is Dr. Michael Greger's Daily Dozen. Check out Dr. Michael Greger's Daily Dozen checklist. Now, try and add as many of these foods to your diet as possible, and cut out coffee, caffeine. Try to go for more of a herbal tea. Even drinking nettle tea. You can buy dried nettle online if you haven't harvested it already. I drink Japanese Knotweed tea. There's lots of teas that you can get. Stay away from tea bags. Try and go for the dried tea that you put in your teapot and strain it off, or like a herbal tea. But just stay away from tea bags if I were you. Now, Dr. Michael Greger recommends you supplement with B12 if you change to a plant-based diet, and there's some information there in a video. For me, I personally don't want to take any supplements, so it's just a case of that's my choice, and whether it's wrong or right, I'm going to see how it goes. I can't be much worse off than my grandparents and my family who've got really bad hips, etc., because at 51 now, I don't have arthritis and I haven't had a hip operation. Whereas nearly all my family have had hip operations and they've got some sort of illness. So I'm doing pretty well for my age. I found this really fantastic video where this guy was talking about how B12 is in the plants. So it's really worth watching that. But you guys have to decide what's best for you at the end of the day. I'm not a doctor, but what I can tell you is that my friend is an ex-nurse, and it's thanks to her that I actually started looking at what I was eating, because she's a vegan. And she told me, Sharon, you must get off your inhalers, your asthma inhalers. They damage your lungs and your health. So it really made me think about, what am I putting in my body? Why am I so ill? Because I was really, really bad. I've got a video about it, about my health, my asthma, etc. that I've got on. I'll put a link there. And then I went home and I did my research, thanks to Google and YouTube, and found Dr. Michael Greger and other videos, raw foodists, and how they've cured their health. And also I know of 3 people that have cured cancer by changing their diet to a plant-based diet. So I have more faith in plants than I do in our medical system. But if you need the medication, I'd say take it. Don't suffer. Don't put yourself in danger. But do try and get your body as healthy as possible. Get off all the junk food, because that's what's making you ill. With Japanese knotweed, you can also create smoothies and all sorts of things with the leaves and the stems. And what I do is I actually blend up the leaves and the stems, and I've got some videos on my blog which I can add on actually putting it into distilled water. Change your water as well. Don't drink the tap water. Get a distiller, and then you can add like a teaspoon of Japanese knotweed water to that, and drink that sort of through the day. Or as I do, I add it as milk, like a milk, and then top it up with water, and I drink that sort of like with my lunch. Here I've got my jar of Japanese knotweed stem and leaves in here, and I just add it like you would milk to a cup of tea, top it up with hot water and drink that in the morning. Once you actually get well and you've cured yourself from Lyme disease, you could start drinking Japanese knotweed in the morning as like a cup of tea from the stems and the leaves, like I do. I've got some videos on that. You can add it to your smoothie. I've got a really good recipe that my daughter loves, and she's fussy, for a kale and blueberry smoothie, which is on YouTube, which I'll add to my blog. But what I'd probably say is stick to the dosages that Timothy Lee Scott mentions here, and don't add any more Japanese knotweed, because you don't want to have any side effects, so you don't want to overdose on it. But once you get better, then you can start thinking about coming off the tea, or having, as I do, like a cup of tea in the morning, but not with the root, but with the stems and the leaves. And then lunchtime have a drink of Japanese knotweed, adding it as a, you know, like milk to a glass of distilled water. But what I would say is, if you drink too much of this stuff, you're going to be buzzing. Because me just having just a tea in the morning and then lunchtime, sometimes I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, especially if I have more, you know, probably like 3 times a day. My gosh, you know, I can be really buzzing. So it really does give you a lot of energy. So you can wake up really, really early, you know, for no reason, just because that's what it does, you know. Well, I noticed that by keeping the diary, that when I'm not drinking Japanese knotweed, I don't wake up as early. But on Japanese knotweed, I can wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, which is really good actually sometimes, because you can get a lot done in that morning. But sometimes I just lay there. It depends how tired I feel. I might just wake up at 5 and think, oh, I'm just going to lay here for a bit, and then just go back to sleep again, and then wake up about sort of 7:30. So it all depends on your mood really. But I mean, if you're not well, you need to get as much rest as possible. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add as many links as possible to my blog to try and help you guys. I love helping people. If I can help you, you know, for free, try and get your health back, fantastic. And what I'd say to you guys is, please join my organic, it's a free organic gardening club, which is at the bottom of this video here, because I'd love to hear how you're progressing with your health, and I'd love to interview you. So, you know, please do get in contact with me. Here's the group here. It is called, now my eyesight's not too good, it's called the Free Organic Gardening Foraging Club, and it's on Facebook. And this is what it looks like. It looks like that. GMO a go-go. And I talk about health, and, you know, I really want to get into the community gardening and, you know, sharing seeds and wild herbs, etc. And I'd like to grow more wild herbs in my back garden. Like I've got plantain, dandelion, Japanese knotweed. What else have I got? Oh, I've got a few others. So, you know, I'd love to sort of trade these sort of wild herbs with other people, although I know I'm not allowed to trade Japanese knotweed because of the government rules. But I also want to, you know, promote Japanese knotweed, because in the UK here, people hate it because they don't understand this plant, and it's very sad. America's much more with it. And also get this book, How Not to Die, by Dr. Michael Greger, you know, but try and eat as much raw foods as possible, I would say to you, if you're very ill, because you're going to get more nutrition into your body, and lots of fruit. So yeah, please do get in contact. As I said, love to hear from you, love to, you know, watch your progress, how well you get the diary, keep track of your health, you know, write down everything you eat every single day, what your bathroom habits are, how you're feeling, and then you'll be able to sort of track what works for you. And that's really important. And for me, I've come off bread. I found that the yeast makes me ill, and there are videos on how to make your own yeast, so I'm going to see if that actually helps, and I will let you guys know if it does. So good luck, and I hope to speak to you all soon. And before I go, check out Culpeper. Have I got him on this American video, Culpeper, Nicholas Culpeper, the herbalist. He was actually a hero. He gave the people back the power to cure themselves through plants. Now that's in the 17th century. So just look at that history and see how powerful it was back then, and how we need to learn from that. So I'll speak to you soon. Take care and have a wonderful week. Bye bye.